Welcome to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt. In today's video, I'm going to be comparing the brand new Batch 3 Jack Daniel's 10-year to the second batch of the Jack Daniel's 12-year. Both of these samples were supplied to me by a glorious distillery in Lynchburg, Tennessee. You may have heard of it. It's Jack Daniel's. The 12-year offering is in its sophomore season, but it's in its second year starting on the varsity squad, and it's ringing in at 107 proof. The 10-year, 10 years old, 97 proof. The third year that they're offering this iteration of Jack Daniel. A little birdie told me last year that there's going to be a 15-year Jack Daniels. Is that possible? Is that going to happen? Who was the birdie? I don't remember. It may have just been that Coming Whiskey Instagram page. C-O-M-I-N-G. Coming Whiskey. Spoiler alert, I did shoot a video for the Jack Daniel's 12-year that I deleted because I'm an idiot. In that video, I tasted it and I was like, what is this? This doesn't taste like last year's 12-year, so I compared it to last year's 12-year, the first offering, and I was like, Matt, you're totally right. This brand new version, this 2024 offering, batch 2 of Jack Daniel's 12 isn't necessarily as good as the first version. Jack Daniel's 12-year batch 1 was my 2023 Whiskey of the Year. It was a complicated oak soda that made me so happy. Batch 2 is a little bit different. It's a little bit fruitier, and by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. It really ramps up on that red wine finish, and although I think that the batch 2 12-year is really, really good, it just doesn't quite stand up to last year's version. That's why I decided that instead of reshooting the 12-year video, I was just gonna shoot a video blindly comparing the 10-year and the 12-year to see which one I prefer more. First up, the 10-year. America. The 10-year will go in the glass with the teal sticker on the bottom because 10 starts with T, teal. I'm just gonna set last year's 12-year on the barrel for, what do you call it? Visual excitement. Wow. 12-year, America, will go in the glass with the silver sticker because it is the second batch of the 12-year. Second and silver both start with S. Let's try that again, shall we? This time without the oops. Independence Day, great movie. Julie like Wheel of Confusion. 1 glass, 2 glass. We close our eyes and we spin, and we spin, and we spin until we have no idea which one is which is obviously right now, but spinning it for dramatic effect.
Dramatic effect. Spinning it for dramacy. Dramacy. And we stop.
And we find one, find them both. We got them both. Nope, we got one. We got them both. We got them both. Putting down the Wheel of Confusion. There. Now, here we are. We have 2 glasses. Let's smell them. Ooh, that glass smells ridiculously good. Next glass. Smells very good, but not as ridiculously good as the first glass. The nose on the glass in my right hand is super fruit roll-up-y booze. If you made a straw out of a fruit roll-up and then drank Jack Daniel's through it, that's what that smells like. Now there is some delicious vanilla oak coming to the nose. Yeah, that smells very good. A bit of a leathery nose as well. Kind of like you toasted a saddle and then buttered it with blackstrap molasses. Let's go to the second glass. Second glass is less fruity and less bright. Almost a bit of a musty note on it. This kind of smells like an elephant ear that you would get at the fair if that elephant ear weren't as sweet as you would expect. Like they forgot to put the sugar on it. Back to glass 1. Kind of strangely, they both have very different noses, almost dramatically different. If these were chocolate chips, this glass would be like a delicious rich milk chocolate, and this glass would be like semi-sweet baker's chocolate. A little bit bitter, a little bit bird's nesty. And when I say bird's nesty, just think of smelling a bird's nest. That's what I mean by bird's nesty. This glass, much more sweet, fruit forward, and like kind of like an aroma of an oak punch, an oak fruit punch that you distilled down, aged for 10 to 12 years in new charred oak barrels, bottled and gave to me so that I could enjoy nature's nectar. Overall, glass in my right hand is the winner on the nose, but that's not where the story ends. That's just the first chapter. Glass 1, down the hatch. That is nice. Ooh. Yeah, that is like a Hawaiian punch minus the Hawaii part. That's like a Tennessee punch. It's zesty and sweet, and then does like a little bit of this kind of sour thing. A wave of oakiness, some barrel char on the back end. It is relatively oily. It's not like an oil monster, but it's more like one step down from a monster. What's not quite as scary as a monster, but still a mother-in-law? It's like an oily mother-in-law. Second sip. There is a very prominent oak note here that I'm really enjoying. There is a little bit of a lemon attached to that oak, but not super bittery lemon. It's like a sweet lemon, like one of those lemon heads candies after you get past the soury bittery part and you get down into the sweet layer. It's like a sweet candy lemon on top of a beautiful berry and red wine soaked Tennessee friggin' oak. Now let's go to glass 2, shall we? The palate of glass number 2 follows in the footsteps of its nose, if noses had footsteps. The first glass had flavors coming in waves. Seemingly to me, the first glass was a bit more complex. It had some bright moments, some dark moments, some sweet moments, some bitter moments, some oaky moments. It had all the moments. Glass number 2 is less momenty. Glass number 2 is like your second child. Less pictures of it as it grew up. Did the moments happen? Maybe, but we didn't take pictures, so we don't remember. This second glass does remind me almost of like a Four Roses product. It has this spicy, stick-like bird's nesty feel to it, and that juicy, red, fruity wine note that I get on mostly all Jack Daniel's products is prominent here, but not as prominent as the first glass. But it's also prominent in a different way. It's almost like that note was taken into Microsoft Paint and was manipulated and changed a little bit. It's almost more of a dirty cranberry, like a dirt-covered cranberry, than it is like the red wine note that I'm typically accustomed to. Do I like both of these? Absolutely. Do I want to get a bottle of both of these this year? Sure do. But if I were able to only get one of these bottles, which one would it be? Based off of the taste alone, it would be the glass I nosed and tasted first. The glass in my right hand. The fruitier version, the one that had more pop. If these glasses were boy bands, the lead singer of this one would be Justin Timberlake. And this glass, the lead singer would be that actor that used to be married to Angelina Jolie and they drank each other's blood. What was his name? This is more of a rugged pour. The winner of this blind, and my choice if I had to choose either the 10 or the 12 year is... the teal, the 10 year, the 10 over the 12. Wow, that is very interesting. Since the 12 year wasn't as crazy explosive as it was last year, I wanted to put these two side by side to see how close the 10 and 12 were this year. And realistically, I think that the 10 year version, at least the ones I got in these sample bottles, the 10 year reigns supreme, and it is the best Jack Daniel's age-dated whiskey of 2024 so far. Who knows what else they have up their sleeve? Hopefully that 15 year That would be awesome. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Have you had these two 2024 releases, the 10 and 12? Do you agree with me? Does the 10-year do a Rocky Maivia or a Rocky Balboa? Does the 10-year Rocky the 12-year? I think that the 10-year is the better pour. And that's just me. If I had to give these two scores, I would say that the 12-year is probably a 7.8 and the 10-year an 8.1. That's gonna do it for this video. My name is Matt, this is ADHD Whiskey. Like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on not necessarily going off of instinct and thinking that something's gonna be better than something else, just based off of random, maybe not random, but things that you associate with goodness. If I saw these two bottles in the wild without tasting them, I would have grabbed the 12-year for sure if I could only have one. 12 just seems like the better bottle. 12 just seems like it would be the superior pour, but not when it comes to Matt's unequaled superior scoring system. So maybe we can apply that to other things in our life. Like just because somebody has tiny little hands, don't count them out. Maybe they've got ginormic feet. Heck, I don't know. That's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I've got so many other videos to shoot because I'm recovering from this oral surgery while you're watching this, and I'm batch shooting the shit out of these videos so that you have me to watch while I look like I don't have, you know, with that when I'm toothless. See you soon. Goodbye.